It's an honor for me to be here sharing with you my journey of healing. I was close to retirement a little bit over 3 years ago, but I was living a negative, dark, unconscious state in my life, and I hated myself for that. I was going through a divorce after 40 years of marriage. Sexual abuse by my father at age 13 had come to the forefront. I was playing that movie as if it happened yesterday, although it had happened 52 years ago. Funny thing that day also, I couldn't make that go away. I couldn't bury it in the unconscious mind. It was staring me right in front of me, staring me in the face. So I made some choices about my future life. I could keep existing as I was in my negative state. I could end it all by suicide, or I could choose to change who I'd become. I wanted to find inner peace. I wanted to find joy in my life. That is the path that I took. I chose to change. And that was the best decision that I've ever made. It was a scary place for me to be, but I was glad to be there, starting on my journey. So I turned to my ex-wife for help. We still had a good relationship and cared for each other. She was the first person that I was able to tell about my abuse. I called her one night and was telling her about my abuse, and the tears were flowing as I tried to compose myself to tell my story. That 10-minute talk took about an hour. But after that, we decided that I needed to seek therapy, and that would be the best direction for me to go. The weight that was lifted off my shoulders that night was immense. I finally had hope for my future. So I turned to the internet, and that's where I found Jim Struve, who's the executive director for Men's Healing. Reading his bio and seeing that he has been dedicated to helping men heal from sexual abuse, this looked like this would be a good fit for me. I called him, left him a message, and he called me back later that night. I was so happy to hear back from him. We talked for a bit, and I was able to make an appointment to see him a few weeks later. My hope, my journey was moving forward. Driving to my first visit with Jim, I was very nervous and anxious. I was hoping that I'd be able to use my voice to explain my childhood life. As I got to meet Jim, sat down on the couch, I found my voice. The words were coming out easily. I felt comfortable being there with Jim. And the ease there was something I will always remember. So after my first session, I made an appointment for the next one. In driving back to work after that first session, the tears of joy, the tears of hope were flowing. My emotions were coming forward. I had to pull over into a parking lot to try and compose myself and, to let myself be able to get back to work. And that took about 15 to 20 minutes. That day, I will always remember. I will keep that in my memory bank forever. So going to see Jim as a therapist was the best decision I've ever made in my life. It has changed my life for the good. I've been able to use my voice in a good and productive way. I can show my emotions after 50 years of keeping them buried. I can live my life in the present. I no longer have to let my past be who I am. I can choose to be who I am. I can choose how life can treat me in a good way. I can make choices now. The freedom to make choices has been very rewarding for me. It's how I got here today. I was also able to go to a weekend of recovery, a 3-day retreat where survivors come together as a community and we begin to share our stories and emotions as we learn to heal. That was a very powerful experience for me to be a part of that community, and what wonderful men I got to meet that weekend. I'd like to talk about the tremendous support that I have gotten over the past 3 years. I have to thank my ex-wife for her support and help. My 3 children. I was able to meet with my 3 children a few weeks before I was going to my first weekend of recovery. I was able to tell them my story of abuse by my father in my childhood. The support, the loving care that they showed me, and the love that I was able to give back to them, I will remember that night forever. It was something special for me. And it was a good time for me to apologize for some things that I needed to get off my chest. And I thank my children for continuing to support me. And as our relationship grows, I will remember that night forever. My 2 sisters and my brother-in-law, Jim, I've got to know them the past 3 years. And the relationship that I do have with them now is something I cherish. It doesn't have to be a holiday or somebody's birthday to make a phone call to them. We stay in contact regularly. My close friends and the people that I've met on my journey have been wonderful support for me. I'm also a member of a survival group where we meet once a month, and I'm the rookie of that group. So the learning experience that I have gotten from them as they tell their story of healing has been immense. And I appreciate their love and their kindness that they've shown me. And I will continue on my journey with them as I heal. There's a special person in that group that is, I would call my sponsor, Terry. He has helped me immensely the past 5 months or 6 months or so. I can make a phone call to him in a difficult time that I may be having. He is there to support me, to comfort me, and to teach me. Thanks, Terry. I also volunteered to be a peer leader for a research study that is being done by Yale University. I know there's some other survivors from this group that are part of that also. That experience has been eye-opening, a learning and much rewarding experience for me. And who knows, 3 years ago, I'd be doing that. It's something amazing for me. I have a safe place where I go at times. Behind me is a picture of where I go, and that is the desert. I can reach a desert in something like 30 minutes from where I live now. I get there before dark with my oil paints and my easel, and I begin to set up that easel to depict what's in front of me. I wait for the sun to shine over the east, from the east to the mountains of the west. The blue shadows that are appearing before me are something incredible. The feel of the earth beneath my feet. As the sky turns a pale blue, the smell of the sagebrush that surrounds me, the little birds going about their day, dancing on the sagebrush in between the sagebrushes, the sound of a roaring jet overhead. I am now at peace as I begin to capture the sunrise in the mountains before me. This is where I go for good therapy. And this is where I go during hard times. In my mind, I can put myself there and deal with my demons. I no longer have to run from them. If you are thinking about going on your survival journey and using your voice to find your way, please take that first step, knowing that talking about your abuse to someone, maybe a close friend, to a close family member, or to a therapist, let that be your first step in your journey. It's done amazing things for me. Let your voice take you to places that you never thought were possible. Don't try doing this alone. And be kind to yourself. In closing, I would like to thank one more person. That person is sitting beside me right now. He has been with me on my journey every step of the way since I started it. He is my companion. He is my wounded child. This morning, as I was going about my activities, getting ready for today, a little tug came on my shirt. I looked down next to me, and there was my companion, my wounded child, looking up at me. And he said these words to me. I love you, and I'm proud of you. I picked him up, gave him a peck on the cheek there, gave him a big hug, and looked into his eyes. And this is the words I said to him. I love you, and I'm proud of you. Thanks for being there by my side. And as we go into the future, we will always be together so that we both can heal. I'd like to thank the staff for the many hours that they put to put this program on. And to my fellow survivors who I've got to meet and listen to their stories and learn from them, I appreciate them. And to the audience tonight, I send my love with a virtual hug to all of you. And it's been my pleasure. And I thank you for hearing my voice today. It's been a good step for me to take in my journey. Thank you.